Now, tonight, we here at The Weekly would like to stop the government from completely wasting a heap of your money. We want to do that by having a little chat about Vegemite, or as we call it in my house, I Snack 1.0. As Hugh Jackman showed on Jimmy Fallon last night, it's our national social lubricant.
Vegemite. Yeast extract. I mean, it does... It gets you salivating, doesn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeast extract.
Ah, vintage Jackman. But Vegemite is under threat from extremists recruited on social media and hell-bent on enforcing their skewed view of the world. Oh. Terrifying, isn't it? It's like staring into the face of evil itself. This tubular dude is protesting against Vegemite being certified halal, and he's not alone.
Across Australia, a loose collection of anti-halal, anti-Islam and nationalistic groups has been targeting halal-certified food companies.
Now, these groups share a fervent fear that halal-certified food oozes some sort of threat, and they ooze these fears onto the Facebook pages of halal-certified companies.
What a crock of shit. Cease halal certification now.
It is Sharia law that says these ragheads must eat halal food. We don't have Sharia law here.
Screw halal and all who make it.
Yes. And didn't the 7:30 voiceover department get a kick out of reading that? Whenever I say crock of shit, I feel like such a badass. Oh, I've said badass. Oh, Karen, you're unstoppable. This halal stuff sure sounds pretty scary, but what is it?
Muslims are only allowed to eat certain meat and food products that are considered to be halal. Foods that are eligible for halal certification contain no pork or other pig products, no alcoholic beverages, no blood and no meat from carnivorous animals.
Ah, today, tonight. How good was the crash zoom on the pork? Oh, taste the fear. Now, food producers pay certifiers a fee to verify their products meet halal requirements, in exactly the same way that you'd pay for an Australian-made logo or a Heart Foundation tick. But why would an Aussie business do that? Let's ask the Byron Bay Cookie Company.
Cookie Company is exporting to 40 countries worldwide. So it's a huge benefit to us, and it means that we can not only sustain our existing workforce, but we've expanded that over the last years. And we're now one of the biggest employers now in Byron Bay.
And can I say that the last time I had cookies in Byron Bay, they were certified hilarious. Yeah. That photo of me was actually taken this morning. It's a miracle I made it. Now, a company would actually be mad to restrict its market to the 24 million Australians we have when this logo would open the door to 250 million buyers just next door in Indonesia. By one estimate, halal-certified products earn us nearly $13 billion in exports a year and help support at least 60,000 jobs. So luckily, the only people who have a problem with halal certification are fringe groups on the internet. Oh, and senators.
Halal foods will be scrutinised as part of a 6-month parliamentary inquiry into food certification.
Well, Liberal Senator Bernadi is behind the move, which will also look at certification schemes for kosher foods and organic products.
The inquiry announced this week covers multiple certification schemes, but Senator Bernadi has raised questions specifically about halal on his website, which I recommend if you like glamour photos of Senator Bernadi. Now, usually when Senator Bernadi says something like same-sex marriage will lead to bestiality, or he protests Earth Hour by turning on every light in his house and calling it Human Achievement Hour, you can just ignore him. But Senate inquiries cost us millions of dollars a year. Do we really want to waste 6 months of their time to find out things our comedy show found out in 6 days for free? Senator Bernadi wants to use a Senate inquiry the way most people use Google. So how about we save him the trouble? Senator, what's worrying you about halal?
No one knows where the money actually goes, what it's spent on, but we do know that overseas, halal certification has been linked to supporting extremist behaviour.
Good news, Senator. Certifiers of red meat exports are registered with the Department of Agriculture in the government that you're in. So, to find out what's going on, just walk down the hall and ask for Barnaby. Now, he might be out hunting terriers, but when he comes back, he'll give you the info that you're asking for, and he might even say something like this.
If we didn't have the halal market in beef, that could really affect thousands of meat workers in Australia. And unless it's halal certified, we can't sell it. And that means the whole processing sector becomes unviable. And we don't want any unnecessary heat brought into this space, because the only people who lose out in the end are us.
And as for terrorism, Senator Bernadi, the Australian Crime Commission and your government's terrorism finance watchdog AUSTRAC have said there is no evidence halal certification in Australia is funding terrorism. The dudes you pay to tell you when there's a terrorism have said, don't worry, this is not a terrorism. So what else has got your halal certified goat, Senator?
I know there are many consumers out there who don't want to eat products that have been had a religious tax effectively applied to them.
Senator, I've got some great news. The Food and Grocery Council says certification fees are so low, they're unlikely to influence prices. In other words, you'd spend more money, I don't know, dressing up like a tube of Vegemite to protest halal fees than you'd ever pay in halal fees buying a tube of Vegemite. Coles even says that by increasing the market, halal certification helps lower prices for Aussie consumers. Or, to put that another way, down, down, prices are down, thanks to Muslims. So, Senator Bernadi is worried about the cost of something that's actually saving us money, earning us billions of dollars and supporting tens of thousands of jobs. And he's going to spend your money investigating it. So, in the hope of saving that money, we've compiled answers to all of Senator Bernadi's questions in this bound document titled Halal, What's the Story? Warning Corey. We're going to send this to Senator Bernadi along with some other topics that he may be tempted to call an inquiry for instead of Googling, such as are there any good pizza shops near Canberra Airport? If man evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? And can a dog be gay? The answer is yes. Up to 450 species have been observed gaying on. The animals are gay, Senator. All of them. We're going to put all of these in the post tonight and send them to the Senator. Now, in fairness to the Senator, his concerns seem borderline rational compared to those of Luke Simpkins, the member for Cowan.
By having Australians unwittingly eating halal food, then we're all one step down the path towards a conversion.
You can't catch Muslim from eating halal. Halal isn't something in food, and even if it was, I'm pretty sure Vegemite could overpower it. This symbol is nothing to fear. It just means that Vegemite doesn't contain things that Muslims can't eat, like Jews can't eat pork and celiacs can't eat anything. So if there's one dubious certification worthy of investigation, it's this one.